Hello. Um, yeah, I do have the lights on. It's a little cloudy outside today. Anyway, I just wanted to share with you guys this that I got at one of my local dispensaries. I believe this one in particular is an independently run one, which I don't really know what that actually means in terms of dispensaries. I don't run one, I don't work at one. Anyway, um, most dispensaries, though, that you go to will have literature about your endocannabinoid system, okay, which is inside your body, which are the little receptors, okay, that respond to the medicine of the cannabis plant, whether it be a CBD or THC derived product from the plant. Okay, so a lot of times places will have this type of thing to get. So serious here. Where is the endocannabinoid system? So it's saying it's part of your nervous system, your endocrine and immune systems. Okay, digestive system. Medical marijuana was first, I think, most widely known, used to help cancer patients stimulate their appetite. So, if you do have any digestion issues, a cannabis product may be right for you. Okay. Now, the difference between a CBD product and a THC product is that the CBD product doesn't have any psychoactive components. That being said, it can help with your mood, lessen anxiety, and things of that nature. So if you do take it and then you notice a change in, your mental or your attitude or whatever, yes, that is actually a result of the medicine. And it may seem a little strange. No, that does not mean you are high. It just means you're kind of resetting your nervous system during that time. And personally, I would recommend using tapping. Follow my 5-minute rule. I still need to make a full 5-minute rule video for you guys describing how I practice that personally. Okay. Muscular and skeletal systems. A lot of people are familiar with that using CBD and THC products for pain management in your muscles, your joints. Yes, I do a lot of stretching. Yes, I do exercise almost daily, whether that be walking the dog or chores around the house, that sort of thing. But I don't take a lot of ibuprofen anymore. I was, when I was working a desk job and I was taking a lot of ibuprofen, I was beginning to get an ulcer and I actually had to have a scope done. So I had to see that kind of endocrinology, digestion specialist because I was starting to, wear a hole basically in the top of my stomach. And he's like, you have the beginnings of an ulcer. And I was like, what? So that really started me thinking about alternative medicines. And that's when I started, researching other herbals like, L-tryptophan, magnesium, 5-HTP. So if you're not able to use cannabis products, even CBD products, for example, there are certain health food stores that have all sorts of supplements that you can get. There's also places that will test your levels, your blood levels. So they'll test your magnesium level in your body. The great thing about CBD cannabis products, though, is it's just like when you're taking that Tylenol or ibuprofen, the medicine knows where to go. Do you have me duele en la cabeza or in la booty? You know what I mean? Some people are like, yeah, there's no cure for you being that big of a pain in the ass, right? But when you take that medicine, you don't have to apply it locally as if it's a topical cream. You just take it orally. So that's the great thing about cannabis, medicinals. Some people use it recreationally, and they still are going to get those medicinal benefits. Okay, whether it be a mood enhancement, a physical enhancement. A lot of people would say, hey, if I'm not in pain, physical pain, right, then yeah, my mood's going to enhance. So there's all sorts of things that you can do. Here it's describing endocannabinoids. I will read this quickly. Endocannabinoids are the natural messengers of your system. They are compounds your body makes from fatty acids closely related to omega 3s. Okay, we all have heard about omega 3s being very good for us. Endocannabinoid system is found throughout the body in a variety of receptors. Yeah, it's not just in your brain, it's throughout your body. This is what is so amazing about, the technology of your body. So it's kind of like, when people have to take like serotonin replacement, right? Also, like herbals like L-tryptophan and things like that will improve your serotonin levels. So if you're also taking pharmaceuticals, you need to watch that so you don't get into like serotonin syndrome, okay, and things of that nature. So obviously talk to your doctor. I am not one, I'm just but I do have a medical card for the state I live in where I use cannabis products, okay, instead of a lot of these harsh pharmaceuticals that I have had terrible side effects for, including sertraline, Zoloft, one of the most common antidepressants. Yes, is it good for mood stabilization? Yes. Long-term use, I mean, I was running to the bathroom like constantly, either getting the runs or like wanting to vomit, and it's like, okay, well, this is gonna give me an ulcer after a while if I just keep vomiting. And it's like, thank God I was working from home during that time because it was during COVID. And I'm thinking, like, how am I going to come back to the office like this? I can't get up out of a meeting and run down the hallway to some, like I was like some pregnant lady or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay. Yeah, presynaptic neuron moves signals toward postsynaptic neuron. Yeah. So we've all heard about the neurons in our brains. It's the same, connection points there for you. Okay. Mostly CB1s are in the central nervous system, and then the CB2s are in the immune system. Okay. So that's why some folks, you might be like, oh yeah, that one dude is always like smoking, but he never gets sick, right? You know what I mean? Now I do have a little bit of a respiratory thing going on, but I was just traveling through airport and I was not masked. That is the one thing I forgot to pack. So, anyway, so yeah, THC is an abbreviation for tetrahydrocannabinol. THC binds more easily to the CB1, okay, that's your nervous system. Okay, so that's going to give you those mood alleviating effects, right? Or mood stabilization, okay. For some people, mood stabilization is removing yourself from toxic people, right? And chaotic environments. Right now, yes, if you have to go into that as a work environment, I understand, right? Been there, done that. And that's why CBD can be a good product because it's not psychoactive, and for most people, it's going to pass any drug test you have required in your state. The state I live in, although I can have a medical card, my former employer did not allow people to use THC products until very shortly after I worked there. Go figure. You know what I mean? Because they did randomly pull you for a drug test, even though I was like sitting in the office, like, or at home during COVID. We were all running the company from home anyway. Yeah, because we're smart like that. CBD is an abbreviation for cannabinol, cannabidiol. CBD is the second most well-known cannabinoid, which interacts with the system. It does not produce sensory effects, but has many other beneficial properties. Okay, so like I said, it might kind of like boost your mood. One of my hairdressers, she was taking hemp pills that she got at the like natural, drugstore. So similar if you've ever tried something like that before. Also good for your joints. I would say it really helps kind of loosen up the inflammation. I would say if you are somebody that wants to try it and doesn't want to worry about feeling weird or any of those other types of things. Okay. So it's saying here there's more than 100 types of phytocannabinoids in the plant. Yes. Okay. And then there's also, you know, if you're shopping, there's CBD, there's also CBN and CBG, which I have used in edible products, gummies specifically, and I enjoyed the effect that those had. To me, those were good for mood as well. Also, you can get weed strains that are 100% CBD that don't have any THC in them. You can get also 1-to-1 strains, which are equal part CBD and THC. Okay. Orange marijuana is like one of the first ones that I used that I really enjoyed, like that. I haven't bought that in a very, very long time. But I do take other products, especially the gummies, where you can get the CBD in the product as well, and it's also dosed out properly at 10 milligrams, whereas say if you are smoking the flower or using the product in other ways recreationally, especially these little drink bottles, which are nearly impossible to get open, by the way, which is good because there is a whole 100 milligrams of THC in these suckers in this little 2-ounce. You want to get blazed real quick, buddy? I'm just telling you, you know? So, like, I've been trying for days to get this. So, it's ridiculous. And then I got those other ones that has, I thought, oh, I'll get the other one open because it has caffeine in it, and still, it's not, it's doing the same. But what does it say on time? 20 to... or it says 20 to 40 minutes effective. So yeah, that's why I do like the drinkables. If you're not big on the gummies, I like the drinkables because you can measure out the dosage you need, and it does take effect rather quickly. And also, you're not smoking, you're not causing embers. If you live in, you know, fire-prone states like, you know, in the West where, you know, that's kind of an issue. I get it. So anyway, I hope this has been informative for you guys, and really whoever works at your dispensary, there should be somebody there who can kind of explain this to you, especially if you do go to a medical dispensary where they have medical products. There is usually a nurse or somebody fairly qualified that can explain the difference in these types of things and maybe what type of product might work best for what ails you. So until next time, please do enjoy the video, like, subscribe, and share if you feel this would be good information for somebody that you care about. Bye.